Yo, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy Chisel, and I am back with another video. As y'all can see by the title, we will be reacting to 10 most insane natural phenomenons caught on camera. But wait, before we get into it, make sure y'all hit that like button and that subscribe button with notifications on if y'all want to see more videos like this in the future. Please and thank you, because y'all won't regret hitting that subscribe button and that like button. So go ahead and do it. Please and thank you.
If you're in awe over seeing natural disasters, there's hailstorms, volcanoes, avalanches, and lots of other scary and powerful natural forces in today's video.
Bro, that's scary. That's scary because imagine you're at a house. You have a house and then it just gets destroyed. And your life could possibly be taken because of that. That's scary.
And sometimes a lucky person captures some amazing footage of nature acting crazy.
Yo.
And we bet you've not seen some of these before. So now get ready to check out these natural disasters caught on camera.
That is crazy. And they're outside recording it.
Droughts, earthquakes, and even volcanic eruptions. But of all these things, heavy rainfall is the main cause. And on June 3rd, 2020, a huge landslide in Norway was caught on film as a giant chunk of land, roughly 24 acres with houses sitting on top, broke away from the land and started sliding.
That is exactly why I do not want to live by water. Although I kind of do, but I don't live that close to it. But at the same time, it's like, you have a house. You were on a house. And then your house just starts shifting. You just feel stuff moving around, tilting around. And you can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere. Because if you get out the house, you might end up falling in the water. If you try to run, you can't do anything. That's scary.
Into the Norway Sea, where it eventually sank below the water.
That house
and
is
left
floating.
Nothing behind but mass devastation.
Like, their house is probably filled with water and they're probably suffering. Like, that is the worst way to die. I would want to die in my sleep. Just a peaceful death.
It was you watching your house.
Not saying they died, but if they did,
into the sea.
They probably drowned.
A landslide in Malaysia was captured on film back in 1993. Although the footage isn't that great for the time, you can see how scary it can be when massive chunks of land suddenly come loose and collapse with incredible force. Sometimes hailstorms are tiny ice pellets, but other times, hail can be as large as softballs.
This is gigantic. They're just falling from the sky. Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Like the ones that fell during a storm in Texas on April 11th, 2020. Giant ice balls from the sky smashed car windshields, damaged houses, and shattered windows in buildings. But what happened in Guadalajara, Mexico shocked everyone when they woke up on June 30th, 2019. A massive hailstorm left almost 5 feet of ice in some parts of the city that trapped cars and damaged hundreds of homes. A tractor trailer can be seen driving through a parking lot halfway covered from 4 to 5 feet of icy hail. No one would think there would be hail in the most beautiful desert in Mexico, but what was special about this storm was its intensity and the huge amount of hail it left behind. There is a natural phenomena called the Beacon of Maracaibo, or Catatumbo lightning in Venezuela, and some call it the everlasting storm.
Why are y'all outside? Why are y'all outside recording this? Like, y'all are actually to get struck by lightning.
It might sound like an exaggeration about a storm that never ends, but where the Catatumbo River meets Lake Maracaibo, the night skies are lit up 9 hours straight with the most amazing lightning storms you have ever seen.
9
In
hours.
fact, there is an average of 260 storms here every year. It holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the highest amount of lightning with 250 flashes per square.
Yo, that was... I promise y'all, I cannot go to sleep. If I'm sleeping and if I see some lightning, I'm going to be scared. And sometimes when I see lightning, I see it, but then I don't hear any thunder. And then just like that, only a couple milliseconds after I see it, it's just thunder. It's like it's like a delay. It's like you see the thunder, but then you don't see. I mean, you see the lightning, but then you don't hear the thunder. And then right after you think that, you hear the thunder. I could not go to sleep. I would be scared. I would be terrified. I could not live right there. No.
Meter each year.
I would have had a heart
and
attack
during
by
the
now.
month of October, you can catch an average of 28 lightning flashes per minute.
No, I'm not doing that. I cannot
And those
live
flashes
right there.
can be seen from 250 miles away. Just be careful not to get too close, or you and your camera equipment will get fried.
Oh!
October
Yeah, I'm not living there.
2017,
I'm not living
someone
there.
in Norway with a camera caught an avalanche as it began at the top of the mountain. In the beginning of the video, it doesn't seem quite as big, but then the speed of the snow intensifies. About a minute into the filming, everything looks calm as the huge
like clouds.
avalanche of snow falls into a gully. But just 10 seconds later, the powerful blast of snow can be seen coming up the side of the mountain. Powder snow avalanches like this one can reach speeds of 190 miles per hour and can have a mass of over 10 million tons traveling long distances.
10 million tons. Going basically 200 miles per hour. I just bit my tongue. Me, I'm pretty much light as a feather. Somebody blowing their breath at my face is going to make me fall. And then you add 200 miles per hour with a whole bunch of tons. I could not survive that. If I get hit by that, it's over.
And even
Unless a miracle
uphill
comes
for
in.
short distances. Sometimes avalanches are purposefully triggered with explosives, like in this clip of one of the biggest avalanches ever caught on film. Just imagine being in the way of this monster. Mother Nature can get really tough when it comes to floods. Just recently, heavy rains hit areas of eastern Libya, causing landslides and massive flooding. In videos captured by residents in the country, huge rivers of muddy water can be seen carrying cars down the road.
That's
Many
scary.
parts of the city were underwater, and the floods
very
did millions
scary.
of dollars worth of damage to houses and the public infrastructure. Not to mention, some people's cars were washed away for good. Just recently, in November 2020, Italy has been hit with severe floods that opened up big sinkholes in the ground.
That's just a few
and
months
huge
ago.
lake of water and intense rain pounded the country. Many streets were so badly flooded in cities that cars were almost completely covered in water. Massive rivers were overflowing their banks, sweeping away cars and entire
Whoa.
houses and buildings.
Houses and buildings.
These powerful
That is sad how you could just be living a normal life. It's just regular, you're doing fine, you're blessed. You wake up one morning, alright? Eat breakfast, do what you do. And a few hours later, into the day, it starts storming. Then it gets so bad to the point where you have mud water higher than your cars. It's wiping away your cars. That is sad how that's how quick you can lose everything in a matter of seconds. You can have cars, homes, trucks, doesn't matter. That's how quick things can just go away.
weather phenomena can wipe out anything in their path and usually have winds that reach well over 100 miles per hour.
Yeah, that wind's taking me out. If it can take out a building, it's taking me out.
Ulysses was a powerful
you.
Category 4 typhoon that made
I'm not the only
landfall
one.
on November 11, 2020. It caused
That's
the most damage
only like 4
ever
months
seen
ago.
and some of the worst flooding since 2009. But there
That's
was an even
recent.
more powerful typhoon named Goni, a tropical cyclone that made landfall as a Category 5 super typhoon in the Philippines. It kept its Category 5 strength for an entire day, with 10-minute sustained winds of 140 miles per hour, and had 1 minute of sustained winds of 195 miles per hour. It was the strongest and most intense
That
super
is
typhoon ever recorded.
crazy.
Typhoon Megi was also in the Philippines and did damage to Taiwan and eastern China in 2016. It left 3.89 million people without power, making
That's
the
a lot.
second worst blackout in history. The massive storm did millions of dollars worth of damage, ripping trees right out of the ground and smashing cars and power lines. So before visiting Philippines, make sure to check the weather ahead of time. Just so.
That's exactly why I do not want to live by water. Too many natural disasters like this happen. Probably not as bad, but it happens. Tornadoes, hurricanes, thunderstorms, that's too much.
So you know, the Philippines hold third in the most dangerous places on Earth due to natural disasters happening there.
I won't be going there anytime soon.
Never even heard of this crazy weather phenomenon.
Probably never.
The island of Kauai, Hawaii in 2018 got pounded with 519 inches of rain in just 1 year. And 50 inches in just 24 hours from what the climate guys call a rain bomb. Looking at the footage and photos of these weather phenomena make you think of a nuclear bomb. There was massive flooding and houses went partially underwater as the floodwaters turned orange from the high content of iron in the volcanic soil.
Orange.
Tornadoes are scary, and it turns out they have a sister called waterspouts.
Those
are scary, and it turns out
it's going in a circle. Oh no, that's animated. Oh, I thought it was real.
Rotating cloud-filled wind, which can touch down on an ocean or a lake. They usually aren't powerful enough to cause serious damage since they are so far from land. But sometimes they can damage homes, as this double waterspout formation did in Thailand in 2019.
So is it a mixture of water and clouds?
If you want to see them in real life, you can visit Thailand because waterspouts usually form nearly 50 times a year here.
I'm not trying to die.
Can be
I'm good.
Huge, like this one captured on October 21st, 2020 in Rhodes, Greece.
All of these are recent. They're like no more than 6 months ago. This is recent.
Residents and tourists were stunned as they watched the massive waterspouts twist their way towards the islands. A total of 4 waterspouts formed, and some of them reached a main street and caused damage to local businesses. And one of the waterspouts was said to lift boats and throw them across the shore. Wildfires are one of the most destructive forces of nature known to man. But most of the time, wildfires are small and put out in...
No, I could not take a wildfire. Maybe I can take those tornadoes and those lightning storms, but not a wildfire. Because if that spreads, we're all going to burn to death. I'm sorry to be so say it so in a mean manner, but we're dying, we're burning. I would take thunderstorms because there's still a chance of us surviving, of course. But fire, you touch it, it's gonna go through your whole body. It's over.
Of days, but when you see this footage of the recent wildfires in California, you'll be shocked. As of the making of this video, almost 4,400,000 acres have burned.
Oh my gosh, it's so hard to see. There's fire everywhere.
That's 20%.
He is driving while fires out.
104 million acres of land. The state has been battling 367 known fires since August 2020. No one is 100% sure how all these fires got started, but January and February were some of the driest months of any calendar year on record. And 2020 is now the largest wildfire season recorded in history. Lots of apocalyptic footage has been captured of entire mountainsides glowing red from the devastating fires. The fires are so massive that satellite images show patches of thick brown and orange smoke for miles over California and Oregon.
Wow.
We bet some of you would like to visit an active volcano.
No.
They are more powerful than you know. And what if you were close to one when it decided to suddenly erupt? The volcano Anak Krakatoa formed back on December 29, 1927, and since then there has been some eruptive activity at the volcano.
My grandma wasn't even born.
On October 17, 2018, a
small great-grandma wasn't even
blast
born.
exploded from the top side of the volcano, sending plumes of ash into the air as red-hot chunks of lava and rock rolled down the side. 2 months later, the volcano would erupt again, this time collapsing almost completely, and creating an undersea landslide that created a tsunami that struck 194 miles of coastline with waves that were 44 feet high in some places. But
Too
it's
much.
not the only volcanic activity happening in the world. On May 4th, 2018, a 6.9 magnitude earthquake hit Hawaii on Kilaue's volcano's East Rift Zone. By May 24th, 24
You can see the
fissures erupted,
magma
pouring out hot
up
red
against his
lava
car.
that crawled across the land.
And
to
why-
the ocean,
why are they
leaving
out?
behind millions of dollars worth of devastation.
Why is there people out?
That's all we have for now, folks.
Why? I know it's cool. It might be cool and all. It might be crazy. But why are you out recording? Your life is on the line. You rather record to see and go back and show your grandkids, hey, back in my day, I saw this. You will risk your life for that. But some people are crazy. All of these natural disasters, phenomenons, thingies were crazy. I could not live past it. I would be terrified. I'd be scared. I'd be wanting to go back home. No, I cannot do it. But if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure y'all hit that like button and that subscribe button with noties on. Please and thank you. You won't regret it. I promise you. Just do it. For me, please. But as always, it's your boy Chisel, and I'm out. Peace.